Malcolm and Dennis Show.
Not on NSRfm. Bum. Hello, and welcome to the Malcolm and Dennis Show with me, Sidge.
And me, Steve.
Steve, it's great to be back here with you doing this.
It does, it's a funny thing, isn't it?
It's a preposterous thing that we're doing.
Because I'm genuinely unclear who's going to listen.
Right.
Who's going to care?
God, Steve.
it's for us, maybe.
I think so, because so should we talk about why we've done this? Like, what do you want to?
Well, maybe you should talk about why we've done
this.
Okay.
Okay. It was. You started listening to it. Did you start listening to them?
Yes, I did.
And you were like, Sidge, I've been listening to our old radio shows, and it's like, and I was like, okay, I'll have a listen as well. And it was like a voyage of rediscovery.
So I suppose I planted the seed.
You did, Steve.
Okay.
And then from there, like, it was like, well, but do you know the point I'm making is, right? No one else is going back to listen to old episodes of the Malcolm and Dennis Show.
No,
it's just us. So we made that, and actually it turned out our target audience, our key demographic was us at the age of 38, 39.
And it's perfect. Because actually, when I listened to it, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Like, I don't like to say this because it sounds terrible, but it is quite funny, and I think we did quite a good job of it.
I think we did, actually.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good... The features that we had were quite good, all the rest. So
I think what we should do here is not talk about how good those shows were.
No. Try and make this one
40 minutes
vaguely entertaining.
Yeah. Okay.
But, like, the point I'm making is, in terms of the audience that's actually going to listen to this, probably just me and you in 10 more years' time. But add 15 years to this, we'll be listening to it, and no one else will have given it a second thought.
Yeah.
Some people might listen out of politeness. Anyway.
It's our target audience.
Yeah.
Politeness.
Right, Stephen. So
He's got his schedule.
I've got my schedule. The old day. Do you know what though? The old days you used to make fun of my schedule, but you used to make fun of it with a little piece of paper.
Yeah.
Now we're all modern. It's like a piece of tech, isn't it?
Yeah,
Everything's a piece of tech.
Yeah.
Everything that was a piece of paper is now a piece.
I brought my schedule.
He's got a pad with nothing written on it.
I've got some tech as well.
No,
I've got some tech as well. It's alright.
Yeah. He has actually got a bit of tech. Yeah.
It's out of shot. I don't want to make a big deal of it.
Right, Steve. Do you remember how we used to open all of our previous radio shows? Do you remember what the first feature was?
So after you said hello.
After I said hello and we introduced ourselves.
Oh yes. I do remember.
Go on.
It was a very special item.
It really was a special item.
An inclusive
every
item.
day, every time we did it.
I feel like we maybe didn't get back what we put out. But it was still.
Well, by we, do you mean like the collective people? Like, because because me and you certainly did. But
I put a lot into it.
Anyway, the first feature we used to do was called "You've Been Sidged."
That's right.
It was a feature whereby we used to go into our old group, the Malcolm and Dennis Show on NSRfm. The group would randomly show us 6 members of the group, and it was always completely random. Those 6 members would then have the chance to write a random word on the wall for a week, and they'd get a T-shirt.
Have you a random? Yeah, but it wasn't a random word though, because I always feel like there was some.
There was some time. I think there was. Today's isn't completely random, but it is. Weird.
Because it used to upset me a little bit that we used to try and include people.
Yeah.
But then you would give them a word that I found might be
very
difficult
challenging
to remember.
Well, but they were usually writing it.
I remember garble dump.
Garble dump, yeah, good one.
And you explained it by just explaining. So it was like gar.
So it's a gar and a bull and a dump.
That's right. Yeah. So it was different.
Right. So anyway, the way we that group has gone, Facebook took it away. Right?
Have they?
Yeah, they just delete groups randomly.
Can they do that?
They can, Steve. They can.
It's unacceptable.
So You've Been Sidged. We used to take the 6 people. We're going to do 5 this time.
Okay.
And it's just going to be 5 people who engaged with our video where we announced that we were doing this.
Slim pickings.
Slim pickings indeed. But 5 of those people are going to be randomly selected now by my fabulous spreadsheet.
Never.
I'm just pressing.
Look at that spreadsheet.
Look at that. See, it whirs. It
Wow,
whirs, right?
That's clever, actually.
People at home
Yeah,
can't see.
very clever spreadsheet.
Right, so we're whirring, and then we stop, and then we read out the names of those 5 people who have been sidged. They will then have like a week to write Pod Kitten on the wall.
Oh, very good.
No, on the wall we don't even have a wall anymore. Just write Pod Kitten somewhere on Facebook.
Just what, on the side of a car?
Like, no, just comment it on something that we've posted. We'll figure it out.
Alright.
We'll figure it out. And what do you get if you do that? You win a t-shirt.
A t-shirt?
It says, I was sidged on the Malcolm and Dennis show on NSRfm, except it's not on NSRfm, so...
Can I just ask a question about this? Because I don't want
Please do. Well, should we just do the Sidgies first, then we can talk about...
Yeah. Okay.
Right. 3, 2, 1. Boom! The Sidgies are Jennifer Winstanley, Sarah Eldon, Janine Rosa, Frizzle, and Sophie Master-Sanders. Those people have been sidged.
Congratulations!
It's official sidging for those people.
That is a great
So that means that they now have, an amount of time, however long it should be.
Yeah.
They can write Pod Kitten as a comment on something. They'll figure it out.
I mean, we've done...
They get a t-shirt if they do it. Only the first person to do it gets a t-shirt.
So, okay. So just to I just want to make sure I've really got this down.
Hit me.
So we want them to write the word Pod Kitten on something.
Just comment it somewhere on Facebook.
And within a certain amount of time.
Yeah, but they also have to be the first one to do it.
So
like,
you're going to be
you
the
could do
first,
it. You
right.
could do it within an hour, but if you're the second person to do it,
so you're going to be okay. So I really just want to clear this up, just so that to avoid any confusion.
Please.
So they have to be the first one to write the word Pod Kitten on something within a certain amount of time.
Yes, that's
right?
exactly right.
I just wanted to make sure.
It's so simple.
That's fine. Okay,
You've been sidged. Always was such a simple competition.
Okay. Good
You
luck
win
to
a
the Sidgies.
Win a t-shirt. You win a t-shirt. Yeah, well done, Sidgies.
I think you should read them again. It's a good group.
Yeah, Jennifer Winstanley, Sarah Eldon, Janine Rosa, Frizzle, and Sophie Master-Sanders.
Get writing something on something.
It's Pod Kitten on something.
Just do it quick.
Right, Steve, before we go for our first break, where you're going to tell us what song you would have played.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Right, it's time for the clean, not obscene clues.
Oh, God.
It's clean, not obscene.
Oh, my God. Hang on a minute. Oh, I forgot about clean, not obscene.
Steve, you love clean, not obscene by the end.
But this was just the whole point of this.
Yes.
Should we just be honest a bit for
Yeah.
a moment?
No.
It's because I always did my utmost
Yes.
to respect NSR.
You did. You absolutely did.
By not letting you swear on the radio.
Yeah, no, and I wouldn't want to swear anyway if it was allowed.
Well, yeah.
But the fact that it was prohibited.
It really motivated you to really want to swear. So I tried my best, didn't I? But this was the one thing where you managed to get those swears.
I think it was a loophole that I exploited quite well.
Yeah, I mean nobody.
Because it wasn't obscene. It was clean.
No, it wasn't. It was clean.
So we're doing clean, not obscene, whether you like it or not. Now you will remember there was a word that I, always said we would never use. Anyway.
Oh mate, you're not gonna.
Well, anyway, I'm
not sure you can say that now though.
On a podcast.
Well, it's indecent, isn't it?
It's indecent.
Isn't it indecent?
No, I think it is actually Angie Mildred. I should readdress myself.
No, but there's people because we are now respectable men.
Yes.
Are we?
I have to speak for yourself, right? Maybe.
I will.
Right, let's move on. We'll just do clean, not obscene then. Here come the clues. Do you need to write these down?
I want to hear them first and decide whether I should write them down.
Shingf. Okay. Ache. Ow. Ow. What? I'll. Ilf. Cunt.
Oh my goodness!
If anyone was offended by that, obviously later on you'll see that it's not obscene at all.
Oh, dear me.
Right, okay.
That's
Steve now has the duration of the show to work out what this. We should have explained what the actual game is.
Oh my
This
goodness.
is a clean sentence where the syllables have been rearranged. So it's a sentence about cleanliness. I do have a clue as well to give you So yeah, it's a sentence about cleanliness. It's 7 syllables. I've just rearranged the syllables. If some of the syllables come out sounding a bit saucy,
it's unfortunate.
It's just absolutely a shame, but it's just where we are.
Read them out again.
Okay, so I'll give you the clue first.
Okay,
the clue. Be aware of how much time to allot to your cleaning tasks.
Okay.
Okay, be aware of how much time to allot to your cleaning time. Shinf.
Yeah.
Shinf. Ache.
Yeah.
Ow.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
Ow. What? I'll. Ilf. Ilf and cunt. Okay.
That's true.
Time to go to a break, do you think? Steve, if we were on the radio right now and you had to play some music, what would you play?
I'm just recovering. Hang on. Give me a moment while I recover from that. I feel like after all these years, I've tried to just... That was really what I was trying to stop you from doing.
Yes.
And what you've done is basically come forward in time by 17 years to haunt me with it now.
Yeah, no.
What would I play? So probably, I mean, look, for you, I think there's some songs I would probably want to play for you because I didn't play them for you at the time.
Okay.
I would probably play Bat Out of Hell by me.
What a great song.
Is that
Let's
right
play it, yeah.
Let's do it.
Bom, bom. Alright, Steve, I want to talk about the Malcolm and Dennis. Oh yeah. You used to do that all the time.
I did, I tried. Well, you would always steamroll it, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So, I want to talk about the Malcolm and Dennis health experiments.
Well, can I ask you a question?
Oh God, yeah, absolutely.
Because I feel like you always brought the agenda.
Yes.
And what
Which I
wanted
done today.
Yeah, I mean, you have. But I want to just intercept for a minute because I think it's important to recognise that we were silly, weren't we, when we were...
Oh, ever so silly.
We were silly, and I think now, I mean, I'm now 38. You're 39.
Yeah,
so we're getting on a bit, aren't we?
Yeah, that only happens for like a few weeks of the year that I'm...
Yeah, you're right,
so
actually. It won't be long.
It's a shame that it's happened.
It really is. So I'm curious. So basically what I want to do is talk to you about some of the situations, because obviously now we're older, we can look back on our ourselves.
Yeah.
So we went through some times, and obviously at the time they were perfectly normal. And I just want to ask you, as a man of your age, how you would respond to these sorts of situations now.
Right, that's such a good idea.
It's just a way, it's talking about how it was and how it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Run it past you, see what you think.
Yeah. Just drop one in.
So, okay, here we go then. I've prepared it on my technology.
Look at your technology.
I know. So, okay, you ready? So you have decided, James, to adopt a new hairstyle. It's something you're just trying out.
We do need to talk about your hair. Yeah.
It's something you're just trying out. You're pretty sure you won't have it forever, but you want to just follow it through and see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't do it now, you maybe never will.
But to be fair, let's let other side of the coin this for a second. How ridiculous is the hairstyle? Because are you a curly-haired man who's growing long hair and straightening it regularly? Because if that's the case, maybe you're bringing it on yourself. This is something I've really observed about us as we've grown up together, and not just you and I, but like all of our friends as well, our mutual friends.
Yes.
Is that we're a lot less mean to each other these days. We've got to this age where we're like you know, on the radio show, I would relentlessly mock your hair, really relentlessly.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about Steve's poddery in a bit. But I mean, that was borderline bullying. But it's okay because it's my mate, you know. And the way we were at 101 when we lived together was, you know, we all had like a sort of a cruel nickname.
Yeah.
You know, I was fat, Dave was an alien, you were a scarecrow, John was, you know, big boobs, and Rob was too tall, Ian looked like an alien. Yeah. With his glasses, stupid small head. We just... So, you know... But like we were relentless on that stuff. Whereas now I would never dream of, you know making fun of someone, a friend like that. But we all just did it. And I think that's something. Why do you think that was? I think it's just part of. Do you know what? I think part of it is that you see each other every day. When we're students, we saw each other every day. We're so comfortable with each other. Yeah. And now, when we get together, it's actually quite a rarity. Yeah. And you sort of feel like, let's be nice to each other because we're just gonna have a nice time. Sure. Whereas, you know, in the old days, it was like, oh, we're having our 7th night in a row playing Pro Evo together. I'm gonna make fun of John's breasts while we do it.
Yeah, you're quite right, actually. It's a funny thing, isn't
but
it?
obviously, as well, there's 16 years of maturity added to that.
Of course, yeah. And it is definitely a funny thing.
Yeah.
But there's also, there's a slight survival thing going
Yeah,
on in
yeah,
that
yeah.
environment,
Possibly.
which I think, we're all...
You're getting a bit introspective there,
we
Stephen.
won't do it then. We won't do it.
Right, Steve. Here's what.
Straight on to the next
So,
item.
next! Right. So we do need to press on because we've got a lot to get through. This
Have we?
schedule is jam-packed.
I hate your schedule.
Right.
I really hate 'em.
So listening to the old shows, Steve, I don't know if you picked up on the fact that we were supposed to do like dares. Do you remember the Dare Week stuff?
Dare Week.
Like we actually triumphantly in one of our final episodes, like announced that there was Dare Week coming up,
yeah.
and we invited our listeners. It was the one time the listeners actually stepped up and all sent stuff in. Like loads of people bombarded us with ideas for Dare Week. We assigned them to each other. We were gonna do, and we just did none of them.
Didn't do it.
We did.
Well,
I did
no,
two.
we did
You
two,
did one.
yeah.
You brushed your teeth. So I ate a chili pepper and then. Tried to break the world record for eating sweet corn.
I remember you doing the chili pepper one,
Yeah.
and I remember you changing colour.
Yeah, that was awful.
Because the after effects for that sort of thing now would probably upset me quite a
It
lot.
did. I think
Eating
it
a
still
whole
did.
chili pepper.
It still did. Yeah. I remember that night, like that chili pepper was my dinner, and if you recall,
Really?
I was a man with a very large appetite. Still am. But that chili pepper upset my tummy, and then came out the bottom equally upset.
It's just a distressing time.
It was.
Isn't right. Okay. So again, another question. I just want to see how you would react to this situation now.
Okay.
Because obviously a lot of time's gone by,
It has, yeah.
and I just want to know what you think about it. Okay. So here we go. So what would you do, James,
Yeah.
if you went along yourself to a nice fancy dress party?
Lovely. That sounds great.
It sounds great, doesn't it?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
having a wonderful time.
love
Everybody's
a
very
fancy dress
inviting.
party.
It's a house.
I've got to say, I like fancy dress less as a full grown up than I used to as a student. But again, I think as a student we used to go to like several fancy dress parties a year.
Yeah.
And like you had the time to do that.
Yeah.
Whereas now,
stressful, isn't it?
one a year is absolutely my limit.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. So you're going to a fancy dress party.
Yeah.
Everyone's very friendly. Everyone's very kind. Everyone's invited you into the house. Then all of a sudden, a young, larger girthed man bounds in and demands that everyone sit down around the television to watch a film he's made about an evil skeleton.
I didn't see that coming.
What would you do?
I thought you were gonna do the thing about me doing the. Yeah, God, right.
I mean, what
That.
would you do?
Yeah.
That really ruins a whole evening, doesn't it?
Do you know what? The film in question is about 10 minutes long, isn't it? 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes.
Including the sort of outtakes.
I think I'm all for it.
Oh, yeah?
In my current, as I am right now, I'd want to see it.
Would you?
I think I'd want to watch, if one person had, if it turned out like everyone had made a film and all the rest of it, then maybe not. But yeah, I think the person I am right now, going to a party, even if I didn't know the people, if someone said I've made a film about an evil skeleton and I want to screen it, I'd be like, brilliant, where's the popcorn? I'm there for
Would
it.
you really?
Yeah, genuinely.
Because I think that I sometimes wonder if you might be a bit appalled by that.
No, that
Okay.
I'm there for.
Okay.
I think obviously, like the reason you asked that question is that we did that, didn't we? We'd hold a Halloween party, and for some of our housemates it was a chance to interact socially with their peers, and for us it was a chance to show a load of people that we didn't know very well our latest film.
That's right. A bit like how we're projecting this.
Yeah, but this one they have a choice. They'll choose not to listen. That's fine. That party, it was like, you're here, are you? Sit down. We're gonna watch Skeleton Hunters.
Sit down, be quiet.
Yes.
For 15 minutes. Very good.
Watch Dave prancing around. So I think the person I am is still all for that.
Okay.
Are you not then? Would you be appalled by that?
I mean, my personality is generally to just sort of go with it.
Yeah, very true.
I don't think I would kick up a fuss. I certainly wouldn't storm out.
Would you?
Inside, I'd be like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I've just got here. I'm just trying to mingle with these people, and now they're telling me to sit down and watch a film. I don't get it. There's a lot of in-jokes in it.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
get
true.
It. Yeah. So no, I'm not sure how I would react.
Yeah,
You know what I
now
And I think I maybe represent more
If I
of
watched the
cross-section
film-
of society.
yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. I think part of me is I still remember being the person that made the film.
Yeah.
So if someone else did it, I'd be like, yeah, this was me 16 years ago. I'm down there for it.
I
Yeah.
did this. Okay. All right. Good.
Right,
Good.
Steve. I think we need to talk about Sidge Points and make some reparations for that.
Well, yeah, because I mean, do you want to just recap on what Sidge Points were?
Sidge Points was this ridiculous idea that I had where it was just like a competition for the end of our show. The last few weeks, there was all sorts of things that people could do to earn Sidge Points.
Yeah.
And there was a big spreadsheet for it, which we still have.
Spreadsheet. Yeah, of course.
That was a great spreadsheet for Sidge Points. Still got that spreadsheet. And basically, the winner of that thing was supposed to get a hoodie, weren't they?
That's right.
The winner was
Did
supposed
they
to
get the? No, they did not. Did they?
Didn't get a hoodie. In fact, most of the people that were Sidged before didn't get a t-shirt.
They were supposed to get a t. Right. Did we do anything?
We didn't. We did do some. Like Richard Brownlee Marshall, I remember, got a t-shirt.
Oh, did he?
I think Dave got a t-shirt, and Amy. I think people got
t-shirts,
but not maybe everyone that deserved one.
Yeah,
but
that's wrong.
certainly
We shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, but well, don't be like that. 'Cause it's student radio. You know what you're signing up for.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
You write garbles dump on the wall of some group. Like you're not entitled to a t-shirt just because some student said so.
Would you want a medal?
But no, I don't know. I felt a bit bad.
Yeah.
When we re-listened recently, it was
Yeah.
clear that Chris Sowerby, your dear brother,
Of course. Yeah.
was owed a hoodie from us.
Yeah. He put
Like,
quite a
should
lot
we
in.
buy him a hoodie? Do you think we should just?
I mean, we maybe should.
Steve, we could do it right now. We could. Do you know his address? You don't have to say it on the air.
Yeah. Okay.
Should we just send him a hoodie from like Next?
I mean, we could. Yeah, we could. I don't know his size or anything.
Well, you could guess his size, couldn't you, Stephen? When did you last see the boy?
Probably medium. Probably medium.
A medium.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I reckon.
I'm gonna do it.
Are you gonna just send him a hoodie?
We're just gonna buy him a hoodie. Like, let's get the cheapest hoodie on Next, right, and get it sent to your brother.
I mean, yeah, it hasn't got the Malcolm and Dennis show on it or anything, has it?
Don't be like that, right?
No,
He's
but-
gonna be happy to have a
Do
hoodie.
you think so?
No.
I always used to love it on the radio show when you would spring things on me like this, and I'd be forced to participate.
Steve,
So we're not just gonna. I mean, people are gonna tune.
Steve,
into
I
this.
promise you, we're buying your brother a hoodie,
I know,
right?
but are you really gonna?
We can pause that if you want, but we'll get a hoodie. We'll find a hoodie, right? I'll tell you what, Steve. We're gonna do a break now. Play another song,
Right,
okay. And then we're gonna pick a hoodie. We'll get your brother's details in. And we're doing it. And
Okay.
then Chris Sowerby will receive a hoodie.
Right.
Probably before this even goes out. They'll be
Okay.
like, "What on earth is going on?"
All right.
Yeah.
So if I was gonna play a song now,
Yeah.
I'd probably play because I'm going through a bit of a new wave phase. I know you love your new wave. So
I don't even know what it is.
probably play a bit of Elvis Costello, Watching the Detectives, maybe High Fidelity, something like that.
How is that new? He's ancient. Anyway. Right, Steve.
So you can't buy that hoodie.
Steve, we've found the perfect hoodie for your brother.
It's ridiculous.
No, it is ridiculous, right?
What
but
is it? Do you want to just describe what it says?
it's a black hoodie, right?
Yeah.
And your brother is a rocker, isn't he? He's rock and roll. He's like a bass man.
Okay.
Last time I saw him, he was basically this sort of teenage bassist, rock and roll guy.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's still that.
At heart, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, he's now a father with 2 kids and a wife.
Teenage rocker. So, this is a black hoodie just with the words "Never Give Up" in pink lettering.
Rock and roll.
But
pink lettering.
look, your brother has been waiting 16 years for this hoodie, and he's never given up.
I think he probably has.
In fact, exactly. So this hoodie is the message he needs.
But since we can't get him a hoodie that he's never going to wear.
100%. Steve, imagine if we got him a hoodie that said, "I won the Malcolm and Dennis show's Sidge Point thing."
Perfect.
When would he wear that? No one's going to wear that.
Alright.
This at least has a real positive message.
Oh,
Chris
it's
Sowerby,
ridiculous.
I'm really sorry, Chris Sowerby. They don't have medium or large, so we're getting you an XL never give up hoodie.
You're getting him an XL.
I am getting him an XL, I'm afraid.
Okay, right. Listen, I just want to take myself out of this decision.
Don't be like that.
Because I have made it very clear.
Chris Sowerby, like reparations have been made.
Okay.
You now have your hoodie from the Malcolm and Dennis show, not on NSRfm anymore, but we're still very much. We're living up to our promises. Steve.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. Yeah.
He got the most Sidge points 16 years ago.
I suppose the only difference now is you'll have to verbally tell people it's from the Malcolm and Dennis show on NSRfm.
Or you could just not tell them that, because why would that? No one cares anyway. Right, Steve.
I'm just going to never... You should never give up, Sidge.
I'm never going to give up, and neither is Chris Sowerby now.
Don't give up.
Chris Sowerby might well have given up on this hoodie.
He might...
But now he'll never give up on anything again.
Right, okay.
When you get a hoodie that you thought was never coming to you...
If you get an unsolicited never give up hoodie, you will never give up, will you?
Right,
okay,
I can't wait to hear from you what Chris makes of this delivery. Can we just make sure that we don't tell him about it, and then... So hopefully the hoodie will have arrived before this podcast goes out.
Okay. So it's going to be a nice surprise.
He'll just be like, what has happened here?
Yeah.
That I've received this hoodie that says never give up.
And am I to explain it to him?
I don't think you are. I think let's just leave it. Just leave him in the dark. I don't think he'll come to you and say, Steve, I've received a hoodie
that says never give up.
Yeah, I think he'll just mention it to... Maybe his wife, is he married?
Yeah.
His wife will say, look at this weird thing.
I've got this never give up.
But then he might listen to this, because he used to be one of our regular listeners.
He did, actually.
He might listen to this and then be like, and
I had given up.
That's why that hoodie arrived for me in the post.
Right. So, okay, good.
So let's leave it at that.
Okay, yeah.
Chris Sowerby, you're welcome. We've sorted that out. Next! Right, Steve.
Oh, dear.
Are you ready for this... little game that we used to play? Do the jingle.
Oh, is Factorama?
Yeah,
Ooh.
This is Factorama. This is where I give Steve 2 facts. One is false. Steve has to figure out which one is factual.
I feel like I got a pretty rough time during this game.
Yeah, it's because you were terrible at it. You were really bad at it.
I did overthink it.
You did,
but
yeah.
I think you
often thought your way out of the correct answer.
Yeah, I did do that.
You often instinctively went to the right answer
and
then thought your way out of it.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if I've changed.
Well, let's see.
Should we find out?
Let's. Okay, fact number 1. If you are born female and you sneeze when exposed to ground white pepper, okay, you are 6 times more likely to give birth to identical twins than a female who doesn't sneeze when exposed to white pepper. Okay, so...
I mean, that just sounds totally... That can't be true.
Right.
I mean, the other one would have to be outrageous.
Why can't that be true?
Well, why can it be true? It's
right, let me do the other one, but then we talk about it, we can discuss them.
All right.
So just to be clear on that, that is suggesting, I suppose.
Okay,
that if you are, prone to sneezing when exposed to pepper, that makes you more likely to give birth to identical twins.
It's a correlation.
It's a correlation, thank you, right.
Okay.
A fear of long words is called hippopotamonstrous-esquipedaliophobia.
I mean, that would be mental, wouldn't it? If that was because how would you describe that to people if you had that condition?
You'd say, look, I've got a really serious condition. I'm a hippopotamonstrous-esquipedaliophobe. Esquipedaliophobe.
But that's awful for those poor people.
Don't laugh at me because I'm hippopotamonstrous-esquipedaliophobia.
Which means you can't say encyclopedia at me because
I'm hippopotamonstrous-esquipedaliophobic.
So, I mean, also, this is why I used to struggle so much with this stupid game.
because neither of these
ridiculous. I mean, the thing is that if I was scared of long words, I'd probably want to describe myself as something, I don't know, like, I have plop.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't think they get to choose the things. Like, the people who discover these things generally get to name them, don't they?
Yeah.
Like Lou, no, he had it.
Who had it?
I was thinking of Lou Gehrig's disease, but that was the guy that had it, not the guy that discovered it.
Okay, yeah.
So maybe it is, but either way, like, people name diseases if they discover them, not if they suffer from,
they
or
have
conditions.
So I suppose in that sense, it's just a cruel joke.
Yes, I guess so. Someone
Yeah.
with a sense of humour has thought, God, this guy's really
Yeah.
scared
Yeah.
of long words.
Yeah.
What shall I call that?
It's like saying this person has agoraphobia, but before I can diagnose them, I have to lock them in a lift for 3 hours.
Right, I can say it properly now.
Okay, go on.
Hippopotamonstrous-esquipedaliophobia.
That's really
I
good.
nailed that.
You practiced that.
I really did.
Can we just drop that in wherever
Yeah.
you said it on the podcast?
Hippopotamonstrous-esquipedaliophobia.
That's
I
really
did it
good.
without... It's better when I don't read it.
Don't read it.
Anyway,
Don't read it.
right, so go back to the first one.
Right, come on. Okay, so I've got to get serious now because
Yeah,
do you
yeah.
remember what the score was?
God,
And
let's just start a new one. I think I won, but you'd made it quite close.
I did all right, didn't I?
But let's just
All
say
right.
there's the new thing. It's going to be 1-0 either way.
So the thing is, the first one sounds like it can't be true because I've gotten into trouble in the past with any sort of genetic determination fact.
Yeah. Okay.
If you remember.
You have, but this is an interesting one because it just suggests, I suppose, without trying to lead you here.
Yeah. I won't be
The
there.
suggestion is that there is a gene which will both, and I suppose there are other correlations of this nature, or where two things that seem completely unrelated are actually related.
Sure.
So one gene has caused, you to be sensitive to a certain, smell or something that makes you sneeze,
Yeah.
and equally has another far more deep and interesting.
And what was the other part of it then? So that gene that makes you sneeze, and then what happens?
more likely to have identical twins.
See, I just don't think.
Because identical twins is certainly a genetic thing.
Yeah,
People that have identical twins are more likely to have, or people who are identical twins are more likely to have identical twins.
The thing is, so the thing is, I feel like if that was true, then society would be different because you're then able to seek out those people and sort of predict for them. Do you know what I mean?
No,
it's true.
So
It's
you
true.
go. I'm
So,
looking for someone who sneezes
You
when
would
I
just
throw this pepper.
You
out.
basically go to a party with some pepper.
I've always wanted to have identical twins.
Well, that's the thing, because exactly.
Achoo!
You seem like the one. But let me
throw pepper in your face before I ask you out on a date.
Okay.
Because having identical twins is very important to me.
So okay. So I mean, now that I'm saying it to you, it sounds ridiculous.
It does a bit.
But all right, okay. Now I've got to get serious here because I have had trouble with this. So
important,
right. I mean, normally what I'd do is go to a song here and give myself a bit of time
but
to
we
think
put
about
Factor Armour right at the
So,
start.
right, okay, right, let me think. Okay, so I have to tell you which one is the real fact.
Yes.
I think, right, let's see how much I've really matured.
Okay.
Because really, this is the sign of how
This is it, isn't it?
much better as a person I am than how I was.
It really is, yeah.
It can't be the first one. It simply can't be.
It can't be the first one.
It has to be the second one.
A fear of long words is called hippopotamonstrous-esquipedaliophobia.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's
You
what
go
I'm saying.
with that.
You can't mean that. No, alright, I can't do it. Come on, Steve. Come on. Right. No, it's that one. That one's the truth.
Sticking with that.
Yeah.
The fear of long words, hippopotamus. That
Yeah,
is.
I mean, that's ridiculous, isn't it? It's ridiculous I've said that, isn't it?
Have you gone with it?
I'm going with it.
Right, Steve.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Oh my goodness! Oh my god, seriously?
This is something I feel like this is alien that you win Factor Armour.
I was absolutely sure.
Yeah,
The thing is, as soon as I committed to that, and I thought, this
Fear
isn't
of-
right. Really?
Fear of long words is called hippopotamonstrous-esquipedaliophobia. There is no correlation whatsoever between people sneezing at pepper and having.
Okay, good.
identical.
So I did alright then, didn't I?
You did.
Where were these powers of reasoning all those years ago? Until it was different there,
Go on.
I stuck with it.
Yeah, you did.
Stuck with it, didn't I?
You did, and I thought you were about to flip back as well. You seemed really close.
I really nearly did flip back. Oh my god, right. Okay.
Yeah, it did feel like it was
So
going to
that's
happen
what?
for
Is
me.
that 1-0 then?
No, well, yeah, I guess so. 1-0 in a
I'll take one.
and that is it.
And that's double or nothing really. So I win Factor Armour then.
You win Factor Armour, yeah.
For all time.
No, not for all time. I think
Right.
if you no,
I think I have to win.
well, that's how it works.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
You don't
talk
make the
about
rules.
that.
Oh, you do make the rules.
Stephen, let's
Right,
talk
okay.
about Steve's pottery briefly. So Steve's pottery.
Should I ask you? Oh, well, I've got another question.
Oh, go on, hit me with another question.
Do you want another question?
Steve's pottery, then, yeah.
This is not related to our young person's life.
Okay.
This is just a question I want to ask you because I'm curious. So, one of the things I've noticed, if you go to, for example, a gymnasium or a leisure centre,
right,
is there are generally two types of people.
Yeah.
In the changing rooms.
Don't frequent them that often, if I'm honest.
Okay.
But yeah,
really? So, there are people who are quite at liberty with their nakedness.
Yeah.
Right? So there are people, and I find this a little bit odd, people who are quite happy to get out of the swimming pool, take off their trunks invariably, and then just wander about. Yeah. Maybe check their phones. Everything's swinging away.
Such a good observation.
And so there's that side, and then there's the other side who will go straight into one of the cubicles and get changed. And everything's very private. Normal. And then they come out. So they go in. So they go in the trunk. And they come out besuited. Yeah. Right. And I just want to know where you are on that.
Steve, that's such a good... Yeah, it really is. Right, here's where I am on the spectrum. Okay. So when I used to play squash quite a lot, like a few years ago, I was in a squash club, right? Okay. And there were people at that club, and I need to rejoin actually because I love that club. But after every match, right, I left the squash club, got in my car, went home and had a shower. Yeah. Normal. Fair. Surely that's normal. Yeah. They would just go and have a shower at the squash club. Why? You don't need to do that.
No, you don't need to do that.
You just you know you're a bit sweaty, but nothing your car can't handle. No. Right? You're not like actually sodden with sweat. No. You're just a bit sweaty. Yeah. Get a shower at home. What are they doing?
So here's the thing. So if I'm gonna go, for example, if I'm just gonna go for a run or whatever, then I'll go home and have a shower at home. Yeah. But if I go in the swimming pool, right, then I'm gonna get out and have a shower.
But you'll do it in your trunks, presumably.
It depends on the showers. Because if it's a big communal, I'm gonna say like prison block shower. Yeah. Then I don't want to get anything out there. Yeah. And it's not because I'm worried about...
But if you've got like a cubicle, then you'll go and have a shower.
If there's a cubicle, I'll have a shower. But I guess I'm just curious about changing room etiquette. So what you're saying, I think, is that you don't go in the changing room.
No. So if I'm swimming, I do.
Yeah. And what do you do then?
I'd shower. I would have a shower just to get the chlorine off. Yeah. In my trunks.
All right, and then keep your trunks on.
Yeah. Would you? That doesn't bother me. Yeah. Okay, in my trunks, and then just go into a cubicle.
Right. Okay.
There's nothing like Steve. Yeah. I did the full Monty a few years ago. Yeah. Like. And I've often said to you that whilst my penis is relatively average, I think it's...
I've opened myself up for this.
I think it's actually very beautiful. Like, I think it's a real... Okay, yeah. I think it's really... Like, I think watching Naked Attraction has really enlightened me to how hideous some penises are.
They're not pretty, are they?
Some of them look like goblins' fingers, and I apologise to you, Steve, if you are one of those. But like, some of them knobbly, gnarly, curved with little warts and bobules on them.
Oh my goodness.
Mine is just a classic knob.
Right.
It's pretty straight. Okay. It just really is exactly what I think. Look.
Are we talking textbook?
Well, I would like to say so. Penis. I'd like to say so. Now.
Well, we couldn't have done this on NSR, could we? No. you just graphically described your penis.
Robert Sanders would tell you something different, and I'll tell you why he thinks he knows.
Okay.
So when I did the full Monty, he right. The opening night, people said I went early. I didn't. I went on time.
Can you just clear up what you meant by went early?
So, on the full Monty, right? Yeah. You do the striptease, right? You're doing the song, you do the whole thing, you bum to the audience, right? And then it ends with like a few beats of music, right? And on those beats, you do a specific thing. So you stand there, you've got your hat in one hand, right? And you're just like this. And I'm there in a thong with a hat in my hand.
So you still have some...
I've got a thong on at this point, right? Then as a beat of music, you bring your hat to the thong area.
Right.
Then another beat of music, you whip the thong away and hold it in the air.
Okay.
And then the final beat of music, the lights are supposed to go off on you and onto the audience. Right. And at that very moment, you reveal as well, so that you're stood like a YMCA basically,
and everything's just swinging.
And everything's there for the audience, but the audience sort of just see a silhouette because you've got blinders on the audience.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So that's the idea.
Yeah.
And we were drilled. It was drilled into us. Like, look, guys, do not wait for the lights. You go on the beat. The lights will be there. Don't worry about the lights. Trust that the lights will be there. Go on the beat, because they want the movement to look right.
Yeah,
they don't want to, be half a beat behind because you waited for the lights.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
So
it's an act of faith.
It is an act of faith, Steve.
Yeah.
And it turns out, of the 6 of us, I was the only person willing to take the leap of faith on opening night.
I mean, I applaud you for that.
And unfortunately, everyone else was right to not take the leap because the lights didn't go on that beat. So that beat did not shift the lights. Right. So basically what happened was, I revealed my penis to the audience, and then like a second later, the lights changed and everyone else went, and it looked like I'd gone early.
Right. Okay.
Anyway,
so James and the Jimbos were just swinging around there.
Yeah, they were
James and the Jimbos.
But little Bobby Sanders was in the audience that night,
right?
And he has this drawing that he did. And it's so unfair. Like, I know my penis. And that's not it.
So has he done a goblin finger, has he?
No. It's more like a sort of... I don't want to get into it. But basically, it's not the classic penis that I know and love from when I parade myself around in front of the mirror.
So the classic one is the one that's drawn on subway walls, isn't it? The sort of the...
Oh, yeah.
You see what I mean?
Well, that's circumcised, that classic penis.
Yeah, I suppose. Okay.
Yeah, which I'm not.
Right, okay. And on that note...
For listeners.
Until next week, listeners. Tune in next week. Okay, yeah.
But, as uncircumcised penises go, it's a classic. So how did we get onto this?
So it sounds like on my spectrum, you're on the sort of... You don't want to.
Yeah, I don't. I've got no shame. Or I suppose the point of why I went down that route was I'm not ashamed of my naked body or my genitals, but I also don't feel the need to parade them around when there's no need to.
I don't understand.
When there's a cubicle there.
Yeah.
Why would I bother?
So for me, I will go in the cubicle if they. I don't want to be the guy because in my little place, there's not many people who use the cubicle. Right. A lot of them just whip stuff out. But I see, right, this is the thing. Mm-hmm. There are some people who whip everything out and then just take a moment, maybe walk around,
checking their phone.
Yeah. So
what's
for me,
that about?
whip stuff out. It's
absolutely.
Quick.
I agree with that. Right. So I've been there before. Like you go swimming somewhere that doesn't have cubicles. That's fine.
Yeah.
Whip it down.
Quick.
Back up.
Not mess about. There's no time for you. Don't want to be having a little read of anything.
Absolutely.
Anyway, right. I can see you're itching to move on to item.
Well, no, we've got a lot to get through, Stephen.
Come on, let's crack on. Let's do
Steve's pottery, right? Let's just talk about Steve's pottery.
Okay.
Do you remember Steve's pottery?
I remember it was an act of falsehood, wasn't it? Because I remember.
What a thing to say! I disagree entirely.
I remember you sort of saying. I'm sorry, I'm pouring a bit more drink here.
Good for you.
You set it up as being this is Steve's diary.
Yes, it was your diary.
Well, I mean, and you still say it as if it was my diary.
I wrote the diary, but it was your diary.
Well,
like it was your diary.
So what happened was you detailed basically all of my neuroses in a diary.
That's what I loved about it was the fact that you actually. Do you know what? That is an example of how we've got older and how at the time I just thought that was hilarious. And then when I'm making you read it out and like we're reading it out on the air and I at the time I was just like, this is so funny. And listening back as a grown up now, I was like, this is harsh. Like I can feel Steve's uncomfortable, and I can hear that you're uncomfortable.
But the discomfort was very much part of it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because that was.
It is funny.
Yeah.
It is funny, but it's like, really harsh.
The whole sort. There is discomfort here. Yeah. Because of this situation. So normally I'm quite okay with just talking to the microphone.
There's a microphone, but I put the cameras.
Insisted on the cameras.
Camera is how the world works these days.
I know, but I'm not.
Podcasts.
Well, this is the thing, you see. So I felt like I was dragged into that.
Yeah.
And
you had no idea. It was a genuine we did some things back then for for effect maybe, or played it up a bit.
Sure.
But that one, genuinely, you came round to my house. I was like, we're going to record this like little bit of podcast.
Yeah.
And you had no idea what it was.
I had no idea.
And I think the thing is as well, what I love about that episode, about the thing, is that you can feel the fear in your voice, because can we say that you fancied a girl at the time?
Yeah.
And you were just terrified that I was going to have written something really incriminating. And she probably didn't even listen to the thing.
I don't think she cared a little bit.
Not at all. But you were just really worried that it was going to be worse than it was,
Absolutely.
which made you so uncomfortable. But also, it was really like brutal about certain things, like
It was
and
the
particularly
thing,
your
yeah,
hair.
Well, of course, my hair. And as you pointed out recently, it was probably a matter of weeks after that podcast.
It really was. It really was.
But you know what? It's funny because it was hilarious and it was funny.
Yeah.
But it was also like very close to actually how I actually was. and maybe still am.
That was what was great. You were so defensive. You were like, "This isn't me." There was a bit when you sort of go, "Hang on," because I said something like, "Oh, it's interesting how you clearly think that," and you were like, "Hang on a minute."
That you're just making making assumptions based on your own analysis.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
But it was. But I think. Yeah, but that's an example of how, sort of, I think we've grown up in that now I listen to that and I'm like, oh, James, that's a bit harsh.
It's funny,
but
isn't
equally, it is funny. It is funny.
It is funny. It's a difficult one.
On that subject then, Steve, how did you feel when you came to watch a brand new musical called Supertown and discovered that the main character was like a sort of nerdy loser called Steve?
Well, I mean, it felt like Steve's primary version, to be honest. It was ridiculous, because the thing is, I had to... So, what you don't understand about this is that you created it and you involved me in the sort of... Steve created this character, right? He's an absolute weirdo. By the way, I've called him Jimmy, but it's fine. So, what happened was, I came to see it, supporting you in your endeavours, and I enjoyed it. Yeah. But every time something awful happened to Steve, people in the rows around me turned around and looked at me.
Yeah.
As if to say, "Oh, Steve, what are you like?"
You know what I love?
Not me.
It's the bit where Sophie was singing, and she was singing "The Man of My Dreams," and the hook of that song is like, "Oh, the man of my dreams is this, this," but he's definitely not Steve.
Exactly.
And I remember everyone. I saw the heads tilt round at you at that moment, and just like, "Ha, Steve!" And you turned round to look at me.
It was like, my goodness.
So good.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose as far as you're concerned, that's mission accomplished.
It really is. Yeah, I felt great about
payoff,
that. That to me was spot on.
That
That's
wasn't
exactly.
that long ago, was it?
It was 10 years ago.
Was it?
Yeah.
But that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You know what? I haven't even started on Clean Up Scene.
Oh,
I should start.
right, well, hang on.
Do you really want to read the syllables again? You don't want to read the syllables again.
We should read them again just in case the audience are sort of participating.
Oh, okay.
Shingf, ache, ow, wa, aisle, ilf, cunt. And if you think that is obscene, then just wash your brains out, please.
If you think that's obscene, it's just not. It's unfortunate that it's landed that way.
The clue is, be aware of how much time to allot to your cleaning tasks, which I think probably clears everything up really nicely.
Probably does.
Right, Steve, let's play another song.
Alright. So if I was going to play another song now, what would I play? I'd probably play something. I usually like to play something for Rob, because I know Rob's a music fan.
You did used to play something for Rob, didn't you? More on Rob later.
There was definitely a Rob song in there somewhere. Maybe just for old time's sake, I might play him a bit of Blur. Might play him. Let's think. I'd play Beetle Bum for Rob.
Beetle Bum.
I think he'd like that. Yeah.
Next. Bum bum. Okay, Steve, we've actually received a few emails.
I think, really?
Yeah. Now this never used to happen. We never used to receive emails.
Where were these people before?
Oh, don't worry, Steve. These are made up people, it turns out.
Oh, are they?
So I've just done a scan. So I went in, I looked, I saw 5 emails. I was like, brilliant. Yeah. So we sent that, we put that thing on Facebook. We were like, email us if you've got some.
Sure.
I was expecting one from Chris Sowerby saying, "Where's my hoodie?" To be honest.
Me too. Me too.
But
Cancel the order.
Yeah.
No hoodie.
But no, we've got an email from Jeff Chillingham. We have one from Man of Straw. We have one from Colin D. Pig and one from Woody Pride.
I mean, these just sound like made up names.
Yeah, I think they're made up by a certain Rob Eldon, if I'm honest.
Does he mean? Oh, Rob Eldon.
Rob Eldon. So lovely. Okay. So what Jeff Chillingham has said. A question for Mr. Sidgwick. Would you rather be tickled for 2 hours straight or drink 2 litres of pickle juice while sitting in a bath of pickle juice for 12 hours? You may drink the pickle juice from the bathtub if you desire.
Tell me that again. So tickled for 2 hours.
Tickled for 2 hours straight, or drink 2 litres of pickle juice while sitting in the 100% drink the pickle juice while sitting in the bath of pickle juice.
You don't like being tickled for 2 hours?
2 hours? I wouldn't want to. If it was tickled for 2 minutes, I'd pick the pickle juice.
Okay, fair enough.
Absolute easy one. Next.
Okay,
right, that was from Jeff Chillingham.
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Help. So I'm hoping you could bestow me with. This is from Woody. Woody Woodya. No, Woody Pride.
Woody Pride, actually.
Woody Woodya at AOL.com.
Woody, okay.
Has he set a load of email addresses up?
I would love it if he had.
I'm hoping you could bestow me with some advice. As you know, the years have passed and we're getting older. Most people think I look about 30. But I must say it's been a while since I last really enjoyed some contemplation time.
Oh, yeah.
I used to be able to contemplate in the morning, noon and night, but presently my days are demanding. Evenings are full and I rarely have time on my hands to do a bit of contemplation.
I see what he's right.
Do you have any tips on how I can squeeze a contemplation or two in to relax? So that is Rob, right? And I'm going to ignore it in a broad sense because we have an actual email from Rob Eldon.
But what are you going to say about that? Because...
Well, just find the time. But that's not Rob's contemplation, is it?
I think you
it's
can
like,
always find the time.
Look, exactly. Do you think it's about masturbation? Is that what
sorry, I don't know what... I thought he was talking about thinking.
Well, I did,
Yeah.
until you said...
No, until you just said...
Were you trying to make it about...
I wasn't, no.
Do you think maybe he is talking about masturbation?
I thought he meant deep thought.
I imagine masturbation is challenging.
So we're going to talk about that now, are we? See, on the radio show, when we were going out live, you would have
tried to stop. Yeah, to stop me from talking about
I would
this.
have had to put that down, but what do I do now? Because
you just let it happen, baby.
Okay.
We can just talk about masturbation if
we
you
can't
want.
really talk about it.
We can talk about
decency,
masturbation. It's decency.
So maybe we shouldn't.
Okay.
Because
anyone out there who wants to contemplate,
he's going to talk about it.
Have a lovely contemplate. Look, find the time, Woody. Find the time and tell Sarah. Tell Sarah.
Tell Bo Peep.
That you need some time as well, and and she can have some time to contemplate as well. We can all find time for ourselves.
Right.
Self-care. It's very important.
That's a good way.
Right.
That's
the point of all of this was to get to Rob's contemplation.
Oh, is this from Rob?
This one's from Rob.
All right, wow. That's coincidental. Did they all come in within 5 minutes of each other?
Actually, they did spread them out a bit.
Okay,
Well done.
Good.
So Rob's contemplation. Can we just give the background for Rob's contemplation?
I think you should.
Rob was our friend. Still is our friend. Still our friend. But the context is Rob, our friend, Rob Eldon, used to contribute a question, didn't he, every week?
Well, we say every week.
The concept was that, well, you would describe Rob as an everyman.
I think he is an everyman, isn't he?
I would describe him as a very troubled man who had a lot of problems on his plate. Certainly back in 2008.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if they were atypical problems, though. I think Rob is an everyman.
I think he has a very atypical head shape. Like, I think... But that's part of his that's part of his lot. Oh. Like if someone's got a problem,
but that's not,
you've got to consider all of the factors.
You can't do that.
He is a very tall, slim man with a very long head. A lovely head. I would never deny his beauty and loveliness. Very handsome, lovely smile.
I would say
such a long head.
I think he was the handsome one.
Would
you think?
Well.
The
handsome one.
Okay, sorry. One of the top tier handsome.
You're probably right. You're probably right.
Handsome man.
But just
he is a very handsome man. Sorry.
When you increase the size of an image, but you haven't locked the aspect ratio.
Sounds like you're going to say something mean again.
Like he's got a normal head
Right.
that's been elongated.
What a mean
without
thing to say about
without
it.
the aspect ratio
What a
off.
terrible thing to
No,
say.
no. The point is that
This
that's
is-
context, isn't
I
it?
wonder if this is why he didn't ever send contemplation.
He did send, so the bit in our radio show was that Rob would send a contemplation.
Yeah.
It was often problems that he was having or
And
issues,
and
it would represent the wider audience, and
Sure.
we would solve the problem for the
Right.
audience and
Yeah.
for Rob.
for society.
Rob has sent a contemplation, which is actually, as you point out,
Yeah.
maybe not true to form. Like I think he probably didn't send them more often than he did, but he certainly did do a few of them.
Okay, alright.
Okay, we're ready.
Yeah, we should give this some respect because
Yeah, this is a real bit now. Like not the other emails just
Which
then
is silly,
were
wasn't it?
silly.
Silly fun.
This is the real Rob's contemplation.
Let's have some real serious.
Hello, Malcolm and Dennis.
Okay.
Long time no send you a contemplative email.
Very good. Very good. Good start.
Yeah. We're all much older than we once were, which is actually like a running theme already, isn't it?
I mean, it can't help but be, can it? Really.
Time will do that. Next year we'll all be knocking on 40. 40 FFS! I've been contemplating how to best deal with this impending middle age and would appreciate your guidance. Do I just give in and lean fully into it, embrace the grey and the dad bod, or do I resist it, kicking and screaming, maybe dye my hair, sign up to an expensive health club, buy a motorbike and have a little affair?
Crikey. Okay.
Please help, wise old radio folk, you're my only hope. Many thanks.
Ah, very good.
Rob.
That's a lovely little
yeah.
at the end.
Yeah, is
Very
it?
good.
Oh yeah, you're only hope.
Thank you, Rob. I think that was funny.
Canopes.
Thank you, I'll take it.
Yeah, no, I think that's such a good question. I think it's actually a question that I ask myself genuinely a few times a week.
I know what you're saying.
And have different answers.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, well, that's so, okay. So how do you deal with it then?
I think for me, I without getting too boring and sad, like I feel a lot older right now than I did, like, say, 5 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
I think your mid-30s feels still young. Your late 30s feels like it's over. That's how I felt a little bit.
Okay.
But I don't feel a lot of doom and gloom about it. And I think that without tooting too much, I think part of that is that if you're just comfortable with what you've done and where you are, then it's not going to be that much of a...
So you think it's about peace?
Yeah, I feel quite happy about all of the stuff.
That's really
So
good.
therefore,
That's excellent news.
it's not that bad to just be getting older. It's better than alternatives, Steve.
Well, I
Hit me with yours. What's your thoughts?
well, I mean, yeah, I would tend to agree with what you've said. I think it's about a sense of inner contentment, isn't it? And also I think probably about a sense of acceptance. Like it's about knowing that there are things you maybe would have done differently but didn't.
Yeah.
And you've got to make peace with where you are now. I think for me, I think it's a challenge. I think life is a challenge. I think there are difficulties to be overcome. But I think it's all about learning for me. I think it's about understanding yourself and trying to develop and knowing that you're on and trusting that you're on a path that you want to be on. So in terms of like whether to hide it and stuff and whether to start dyeing your hair, I think it's about, for me personally, I mean, look, my hair is not what it was, which maybe in my case...
Certainly the same with me.
Well, in my case, is maybe a good thing.
Yeah, definitely.
I think maybe I could have
I'm
done
in
with
the same boat with
that.
that, but Rob's got a beautiful head of hair.
Rob's
it's getting a bit grey.
Yeah, but do you think he
But
wears it well?
He wears it beautifully.
Well,
Look,
that's the
Rob's
thing,
a
and
gorgeous.
Dave as
Rob's
well.
for all of the longness of his head, it's a gorgeous head, right?
If I was to reply directly to Rob's contemplation, I would say, Rob, I think you're doing a remarkable job. I think it's always different on the inside, of course, but looking at it from the outside, I think you're doing a fantastic job. You're a beautiful man. Keep doing what you're doing, and maybe we should go to bed together.
Oh God!
I mean, can you beat
But
that?
he's sort of right though. Like, do you know what? That moment there was like very serious.
It was
Like,
a bit,
you
wasn't
knew,
it?
yeah, but that's okay.
Is it?
Because we're older now. We
What?
can be serious.
Do we have to be?
We have to be. Like, we would never have said something like that in our old.
Definitely
but
wouldn't,
you
would we?
know,
Yeah.
Rob's contemplations pulled it out of
It
us.
really has. Rob, you've done something to us now.
Rob's
Changed the
forever
gear.
changed
Yeah.
the Malcolm and Dennis show.
Yeah.
We're now a serious philosophical
I was-
advice show.
I mean, I've always wanted to be just like Frasier. Finally made it.
I'm listening. We've done that before.
We have done that before. Fabulous.
Fantastic. Right.
So I mean, that's good advice.
Yeah, I think just embrace it. I think really embrace it.
Think about all the good things you've got, Rob. You've got
Yeah.
people like us in your life who are prepared to discuss your emails on. I'm gonna say on air. Who am I kidding?
On it.
Those are the
No
days,
one's giving
wasn't
us
it?
airtime.
Yeah. Is anyone listening? Anyone out there?
Right, let's do a break, shall we? Should we do a break?
Okay, ready?
Right, Steve.
Yeah.
We've not got long left now. This is like we've
blithered, haven't we?
blithered a lot.
blithered a
Actually,
bit?
it's a lot of blitherance.
Oh dear.
Steve, we've got a couple of things that I just want to show you.
Okay.
I want to show you this. I should have got it up beforehand.
I should have been doing Clean Not Obscene all the way through this.
Yeah. So how are you doing with clean, not obscene?
So I think I've got 3 of the syllables. Can I say syllables?
Syllables. Yeah.
So-
So shall I give you this the 7 syllables again?
I mean, if you insist.
Shingf, ache, ow, wa, ile, ilth, cunt.
Yeah. So of those, I think I've got 3 of them.
Go on.
Washing filth.
Okay.
So,
So what does that leave you with?
well, it leaves me with the others.
Yeah. Just say them.
So it leaves me with ache,
Yeah.
ow, aisle, and then another one.
Right.
I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
I can't say it.
Really, you are so close. It's crazy that you're not getting it from what you just.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
right.
are we there? Are we nearly
I think
there?
we're getting there. Yeah.
Do you want? Shall I move on?
Yeah,
I just
move
want to
on.
show you. I want to show you something, Steve.
Okay.
Right. What we used to do on our radio show was talk about the topical news of the day.
Yes, we did.
And one of have you noticed that news has changed?
I've got to tell you know what? This is interesting because I was trying to dig out. So I was trying to do. I know it's a little bit atypical, but I was trying to do some prep for this radio show.
Oh gosh.
So I was trying to do some. I tried to dig out some news articles.
Yeah.
Some hilarious news.
Yeah.
And the thing that I discovered is that when you type in funny news articles into Google, what you get is not funny. It's kind
just
of horrific.
it's mainstream.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. The best music article that I found this week was on BBC's front page. So the old stuff we used to just talk about was like a parrot saving the world, or people, the referee that pulled his pants down or something, right? But this was the best thing I found, and it was on BBC's front page, right? It's a kid that can do a seagull impression.
Is that actually a child doing it?
It's a child doing that.
That doesn't sound like a child, does it, at all? Ricky's got a little seagull costume on and everything.
Yeah, I know, but I think that's actually a little bit overkill. Like, you shouldn't have that.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
In it. But that's the front page of the news. What can we do? We can't do what we used to do.
I do have some suggestions.
Have you?
I had to dig deep to get these.
Go on, hit me.
Shall I give you 2?
Give me two headlines. We'll pick which one to go.
Okay, so we've got headline A of 2. Man soils himself during London Marathon.
That's not a thing though. I've got to say, I've done a couple of 10Ks and I've seen people soil themselves.
Have you?
People soiling themselves.
That's impressive.
It's not.
Is it not?
Not compared to a marathon.
Okay. 10K is a lot.
It's not though.
Okay.
But anyway, I've done 10Ks and I've seen people soil themselves because they want to get a PB and they're like, I'd rather soil myself than stop at a toilet.
I don't think I'd rather
I
soil
would never
myself than
ever
anything.
be in that position.
No, certainly not.
But
PB
anyway.
is not that important. So
people. I think people soil themselves quite a lot during.
Right. So I didn't realise that was newsworthy, but clearly it is. Or maybe it's quite commonplace, as it turns out. The other one is just simply nudist neighbours.
Right. Hit me with some nudist neighbours.
Some nudist neighbours.
Yeah.
This is on the Mirror. So my new neighbour is a nudist.
Okay.
He has become a tourist attraction in the town.
Okay.
A man has shared a moment he discovered his new neighbours are nudists. As he explains, they've become a tourist attraction in a small town after a matter of weeks. Whilst it's illegal, apparently illegal, I mean the strong legal language, to expose yourself in a public place, it's perfectly okay to walk around your own home in the
so true, yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
One man got more than he bargained for after welcoming his new neighbours to the town, as he quickly realised they were nudists. He explained how he lives in a very small town where everybody knows everybody and not a lot goes on. He said on Reddit, obviously a reputable source, all the homes are very close and there's not a lot of us. It's a small... Actually, this is America, I think, so yeah. It's not a small community. Anyways, our somewhat new neighbours are two nudist men and they're very proud to show off their lifestyle.
Good.
I'm not going to do that anymore.
That's okay, though.
Things have been on the down low for the last few months due to the colder weather. I think there would be, wouldn't there? But now the sun is out. He says, this is a quote, their junk is out. There's not much we can do about it. There are no more complaints to be made or laws being violated. I mean, I suppose that's true. He says he can't help but giggle when he clocked a grown man push mowing his front lawn completely nude. He added, I mean, who would want lawn clippings blown all over their naked body, weed whacking naked?
I know what he means, but actually, like, because I'd be the same, but also, you know, I always mow the lawn with at least shorts on.
Yeah.
But it's not a problem, is it?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, it's an interesting one. While some users questioned the laws around nudity, others shared what they'd do if they lived in a nudist area. One user said, that's kind of amazing. I'm surprised being out in the front lawn isn't considered indecent exposure, especially if there are kids around.
Front lawn, maybe.
It's interesting, isn't it? In response, the man added, not in my state. They're breaking any laws. I'd find it interesting if they choose to live in the centre of town. You'd figure they'd want a few more.
Dude, this little voice you're doing is funnier than
you know what I mean? You know what else is funny about news these days? It's all longer, isn't it?
Like, the thing about news
it's just nudity, isn't it?
The thing about news is, it's like back in the day,
yeah,
it was boring. The real news was boring.
Actually boring,
but since we've had Brexit and Trump and all the rest, and we're going to stay apolitical for a moment, but really, the news has gone ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, things that were ridiculous 16 years ago are now just commonplace. So that means that things that nothing's ridiculous anymore.
Exactly.
It's really hard to find ridiculous news.
And if all they can find is legal loopholes in nudity, then really we're scraping the barrel.
The only thing I found that was, and it's only the headline, I'm not even going to read you the article because I don't think you need more than this.
Okay.
I don't think that you'll get anything more from the article than you do from the headline.
Right.
Even though the headline's a bit mysterious.
Okay.
Headline: This is why dozens of men decided to tie their moustaches together.
Wow.
I don't need to know what this is.
What is this?
This is just the moustaches being tied together. I don't need to know why.
I mean, it would be...
I don't care.
I mean, why? Yeah, I mean...
I'm happy that they tied their moustaches together. I really am.
It would have to be some
thrilled
sort of long... What do you think that is? Like a world record moustache tying competition?
Probably.
I mean,
It'll be for something stupid.
You raise an interesting point. Now, what is this?
This is...
Because this is, like, obviously we're now in... We're
near the age where we need to start growing our moustaches to tie them to our friends' moustaches.
Well, clearly, that's what we're being invited to do. But it's interesting, isn't it? Because we're not that far away from the time when silly news was genuinely silly in the first place. And yet these days it's quite hard to dig out in amongst the genuine.
I think social media is, if we're going to be really honest about it, like social media has made silly news just so commonplace. Like that's what we get from social media. You don't scroll social media and see things about actual crimes or the policies and the politics that's going on. You don't actually see real news on there. You see silly stuff. Yeah. And so silly news has become really commonplace, and we're overridden with it.
So it's just you think it's just saturated.
I guess so, yeah. I think it was previously hard to come by, and therefore when we did come by it, brilliant. Like, we've found an article about a man who's turning into a tree.
So
this is amazing.
Yeah.
But now, like, the man who's turning into a tree has his own Instagram and TikTok, and basically is
It's a funny thing,
all over the web anyway, so the World Wide Web.
Yeah, exactly. Can I ask you another one of my questions?
I'd be thrilled if you would, because we're going to go to Sidge's song is coming up really soon.
Very excited about that. So I just want to, again, one of my situations, I just want to try and get a bit of a feel for how you would react to this situation.
Yeah, God, I can't wait to.
So let's just imagine, let's say you're maybe a slightly younger man, maybe single, eligible,
right,
etc. Back if you can cast.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So you're at work.
Yeah.
You get along really quite nicely with a lady.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you never know, there could be some potential here for a bit more.
Is her name Patsy?
Her name is Patsy. So one day you're just walking, strolling through the office and you see her, and in your enthusiasm you say, "Hi, Pasty." By mistake, right? So what do? How do you react?
Right, just for context, this is a genuine story that Steve told on the podcast on our old show, was that he was at work. And, do you know what? That whole thing that you told that episode was quite incriminating. Like, I was listening to it going, God, because didn't you, like, you broke something and then you hid it in, like, a storage cup. Anyway.
Yeah, and I don't think I hid it very well either.
Yeah, and then you talked about it on a podcast.
Ridiculous, yeah. I probably owed them 60 quid.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
But anyway, yeah, Steve had called a woman called Pasty, and then dealt with it really badly. Like, Steve, look,
it was embarrassing.
That sort of thing can happen to all of us. And actually, I am the sort of person now, maybe, more so than I was before, who would kind of, depending on who Patsy was to me, might just sort of go, "Hi, Patsy."
I was devastated. I was devastated.
Just walk off and not acknowledge it.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that with most people, if I said their name wrong at them, I would then have a laugh about it.
But what do you do? What do you do with that?
I've just called you Pasty.
I just called you a bakery product.
Yeah.
But I know you're not a bakery product.
Yeah.
So I was ingrained
with most people, I think that's what you do.
So you don't up to it.
Acknowledge it, and then just, Can
you imagine a person scuttling off? Can you imagine?
But Steve, I can imagine you scuttling off.
Yeah, it's tragic, isn't it? Really, it's awful.
I think, but you know what? With some people, you might it's one of those things. The older you get, the more there's some people in the world that you just don't want to have a chat with.
Yeah.
And you're more ready to accept that. I think. Again, we're just banging on about how old we are. Like when you're young, you're just like, "Hello everyone, hello, this is the day and this is me and hello, hello, oh you're talking to me." Well, you weren't, obviously, you just whereas now I'm like, I don't know, I feel like I respect my own time a bit more. Yeah. Some people I don't really want to talk to, I'm like, oh God. I've called you Pasty, but we don't need to talk about it. You heard it, I heard it, we go on, move on.
Pretend it never happened. It's not going anywhere. Okay, Sid, that's good. I just wanted to see if we changed at all.
Have we? From that? What would you do in that situation now? Would you handle it any differently?
What you hit upon there is it really does depend. So, like that woman called Patsy.
Yeah, it's quite tricky, isn't it? Yeah.
She was.
Go on.
Should I say attractive?
Well, if she was attractive, you can say it. Yeah.
Attractive.
If you found her attractive, it's not a crime.
She was attractive. So I shouldn't have called her a bakery product. That really was like points against.
Do you remember the time? And I can't remember her real name. But
don't incriminate me.
I am going to incriminate you.
Please don't incriminate.
Do you remember we went to the bar and we in the student union?
You didn't even have to.
And
there
was her name? It began with an A. I can't remember her name. Sally.
This is awful.
Sally. And you went up to her, and it was the first time we brought the law boys to something or something. Like, so there was more than normally. Me and Steve would go and talk to Sally, the bar lady, and she knew our order, didn't she? Yeah. She would see us coming. She'd be like, 2 Newcastle Browns for these two boys.
We were adventurous.
Hello, Sally. We would say. Yeah. Anyway, this day, for some reason, Rob and Ian were with us. Steve just went up to the bar. I went, "Hello, Steve. We'd like our usual."
I don't know.
But
what
you
to
had
do
no
about that.
idea that you'd
Yeah,
said
that's the
it.
thing.
And she was just like,
And I remember, like,
hello,
you
Steve.
guys,
All three of us were like, Steve, you just called her Steve.
So that's the thing about this memory. Like, I remember you telling me it, but I still don't remember saying hello, Steve.
Well, of course.
Because like,
you
what happened
can't
there?
possibly have known that you'd done it because you just carried on as if everything was normal.
But that makes me wonder what else. Who else?
Yeah,
have I
what
been
else
calling
have you?
Like, do I just do that? Is that just a tip?
That's just a thing that you do. Yeah,
That
you
is
just.
awful.
Because
she was awful.
We both fancied her. Yeah, we both fancied Sally.
I
Or
mean, are we
Steve,
just
as you called
talking
it.
about people that we used to find attractive?
Oh well, let's make a list then. What was that? What was the woman's name?
No,
Was that girl that we
let's stop
always
doing
and I used to, but then that's
we
not.
should probably stop.
Right, Steve, it's time for Sidge's song.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
Sidge's song this week is for this week, like it's a weekly feature. Right, you need to spend Sidge's song thinking about clean, not obscene.
I think I've got it.
Have you really?
Yeah, I think so.
Right. Well, I am going to play Sidge's song right now. It's from an artist called Frizz Frizzle. We knew Frizz at uni, and so I felt like it was very appropriate to use one of their songs for this podcast. And this is one of their latest songs. Well, I say that it's actually from a few years ago, but it was in lockdown, and I thought it was absolute genius. Let's play it.
Excellent.
Going out for a run and I am having such fun. Gotta be fast because I want to win. Now I'm off for a swim. It is easy as piss cause it's only a swim. Yes, it's only a swim. I'm in front of the race. There's a smile on my face cause I'm nearing the end and I'm beating my friends. And as I cross the finish line, I'm pretty sure that I have won. Now but the judges have their thumbs down. What the fuck? The referee is telling me, and I lose control. Holy shit, I missed out the middle bit. I thought it was a swim and run, but it was a triathlon. And even though I tried to win, I forgot the cycling. Put my medal to one side, cause I missed the bike ride.
Really good.
Really good. Well,
Normally-
blooming done, Frizz.
Normally I would spend a good 3 or 4 minutes having a go at Sidge's song.
Well, yeah. It's really true, actually. Look at you complimenting Sidge's song.
But the thing is, like, there's a craft there, and I really respect
There is,
it.
there really is.
I mean,
God, if I'd known you were going to be this complimentary, I would have put a Sidge's song on from one of my musicals.
I mean, what was the one you did the time? What was the Icarus one? That still haunts me a little bit.
Faster.
What was that
never
from?
good. That was from a show I was in, Pandemonium.
It was awful.
I could. Well, yeah.
I mean, the show wasn't awful.
No,
Well,
you
song was
didn't. You wouldn't know,
awful.
Steve. You didn't come and see the show. I don't
Sorry
believe.
about
No.
that. I'm sorry.
No.
See, this is
The
very
story of
exciting.
my life, Steve. You're
This
not
is-
coming to see my show.
See, this is
No,
an
don't
example.
want to be like that,
See,
mate.
this is an example of how I struggle now to be impolite to Sidge.
I know, yeah. Look at you. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Sid.
sorry,
I'm
really
so
sorry.
sorry.
I'm awful. No, I'm out.
You are
I'm out of
rotund,
line.
but not like that. Right,
Very good.
Steve.
Right, come on.
We've got to wrap this up. Have you got the clean, not obscene answer?
I think I have.
Right, hit me with it.
Is this a first? Then I've got this right?
No, you used to get it all the time.
You want to read out the... Okay, so I'll...
Right.
Right, tell me the clue and I'll
The
read
clue
out.
was, be aware of how much time you allot to your cleaning tasks.
So I think the sentence is, washing filth can take a while.
Washing filth can't ache a while.
Very good.
Washing
Very good.
filth can take a while.
Bloody
Really
woo!
good, Steve.
Excellent.
So
Yeah.
if you
I mean-
were listening to those syllables and thinking that there was some kind of obscenity in there,
I mean, you really need to get your act together.
you really do, because that
Because
is
that's
because
it's awful.
what we can tell now
Yeah.
is that it's not obscene.
It's-
It is in fact clean. Yeah. Right. Really good,
Absolutely.
Steve.
I mean, come on now.
Right.
Come on, listeners.
We've done Sidge's song, we've done Clean Not Obscene, like Steve,
Tick.
literally, the only thing I've got on my schedule before the words wrap up
Okay.
is Misk, Chat, and then we wrap up. So is there anything we need to miscellaneously chat about before we wrap this bad boy up?
I mean, I don't want to draw the parallels between our young selves and our old selves, but it sounds like what you're asking for here is any other business.
That's exactly what I'm asking for.
I mean, I haven't got any.
AOB!
I think I'm covered. I've said all the things I need to say. Let me.
And do you know what else makes it feel like a work meeting is that I've doodled a little picture of a face at the top of my page, which really makes it feel like a work meeting because I do that in work meetings.
What can I ask you one more question?
I think that's absolutely essential before we go out. Let's go out on a high.
So let's just imagine, because this is something that I have. So despite the fact that when we were at university, we were probably quite loud.
Yes, I suppose we were.
These days, I don't like noise from anybody else.
Okay.
Right. So if I'm in my house, I don't want to hear a single sound if I haven't made it.
Okay, fair enough.
Right. And sorry.
Wow. Unlucky Janine. Yeah.
That includes you. But let's just imagine it's 11:00 p.m. school night. Let's say Tuesday night, the worst night. You're in bed.
How is Tuesday worse than Monday?
Monday night or Tuesday night.
Right.
They're both equally bad.
Yeah.
Monday's probably worse actually.
Yeah.
So you're in bed, you're just drifting off when the sound echoes through the ceiling from the flat upstairs of a man shouting and clearly being pestered, and all you hear are the immaculately enunciated lines. I smell like chicken now. What would you do with that? How do you respond to that sort of situation?
Look, Steve, right, 100%. As a student, I felt it was my God-given right to make as much noise as possible.
Yeah.
I felt like anyone having an issue with me making a loud noise, what is their problem? I am a student of the realm. Yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
But now, as an adult, I find myself in the same situation as you. I hate people making noise, and I would murder that person. Or certainly put them forward for murder.
Yeah. Put them on your list of enemies.
Put them on the list, yeah. You've got my list of enemies.
Oh, I love you.
You've hit on a real key change, a shift.
It's
in
difficult,
personality.
isn't it?
But also,
So when you see a student walking down the street now, and they're maybe wearing fancy dress, maybe they're carrying, or maybe here's what that gets me. Yeah. They're in the supermarket. They're being loud.
Yeah.
They're going through the six of them. They're going through the supermarket one at a time, with a crate of beer. They're being charismatic. I don't like it.
Like it.
I just want them to be quiet.
They're being charismatic. I don't like it.
I want them to accept the fact that we're all going to die. And just be relaxed about it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm quite there yet.
Okay.
I think I'm alright with people being charismatic and happy.
I'm just asking.
If I see someone smiling, I just want to turn up and smile. Someone smiling now. No, I'm really happy with other people enjoying their lives.
Okay. That's good.
I'm okay with that. But someone shouting and keeping me awake by smelling like chicken. I'm out.
Okay,
I'm cross about that.
I think that you come across as more reasonable than me.
I think so, yeah. Right, Steve.
Yeah.
God, we need to just wrap this up now, but we should really thank, who's tuned into this? If you've tuned into this, thank you so much. And God, why did you do that to yourselves? As I say, the target audience for this was Steve and I when we're 50.
Yeah. And then there'll be another episode.
Yeah, we'll see you again in another 11 years or something.
Yeah, I mean, look, if anybody has been listening, genuinely thank you.
Yeah, really.
Thanks for supporting our work.
Do you know what? When I think back to that era, it was a lovely era of my life.
Yeah.
That was a good year of uni. We did a lot of stuff at the student union. There was all the musical theatre society. We did Sweet Charity together. We did all that stuff.
Great.
And the radio show was just a sort of umbrella that captured all of it. It really did. We talked about Northumbria's Got Talent, and we talked about when we did Sweet Charity, and we talked about all the stuff we did. Mm-hmm. And so it's a special little nugget, and this was really fun to just revisit.
It was
the format.
It was. It was lots of fun. I hope you've enjoyed listening. We've enjoyed recording it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it, isn't it?
Very good. Cheers, Stephen.
Cheers, James.
And until next time.
Until next time.
That is it. So goodbye from me, Sidge.
And goodbye from him, Sidge. Oh, and me, Steve, as well.
Bum, bum, bum.
Welcome to Dennis Show.
Not on NSRfm.